Hey there, Steve Kripta here, and the question of the day is, how can I be postured when I don't feel postured and I haven't had any gains in my company yet? Well, if you stick around with me for the next few minutes here, I'm going to address that, but I'm also going to share with you my best closing tip to avoid any objections that you may be running into. So let's address the posturing. If you're having posture issues, posture is confidence. You know, they go hand in hand with each other. So if you haven't had any gains in your company yet, that's fine. But you should be using your product. Be a result of your product. So if you're in a travel company, travel somewhere. Use whatever, even if there's like a coupon in there. Use the coupons, get some savings, generate a story for yourself. If you're in health and wellness, talk about your results, why you got into the company. But be a product of the product. Okay, so your posture doesn't necessarily have to be about your results financially, but it could be about your results from using the product. So posture equals confidence, confidence equals a more postured you, kind of like a neat little circle. Now, secondly, closing. Let me address closing real quick. Closing, the word closing, not a bad word, okay? So if I said, see you later, and you went, bye, we're closing out a conversation. If you are shaking the hands because you just made a deal, because you just bought a car, that's called closing. Closing's not a bad word. You're just stopping doing something that you've been doing. That's all it is. So we are not begging, pleading, or convincing. That's not closing. That's just not cool. So if you want to close more people and you want to avoid the objections that you may be getting, be present in the conversation as you're setting up your presentation or your one-on-one or however you're doing it, however you're presenting your business. It's all in how you're setting it up. Now, what I mean by this is, and I've said this in tons of videos before, by being present in the conversation, listen to how you can serve them with your business or your product or your service. Okay, so if you're hearing them correctly and they bring up some sort of objection, so say that they're money lack or time lack, okay, and they say, well, I don't know if this is going to be good for me. Say, man, I totally hear what you're saying, so just curious, if you weren't going to do something like this, what do you think you could do to supplement the income that you've lost by either losing your job or getting a pay cut? You see, what you do is you just bring back around, because you've set the whole thing up by talking to them and understanding how your product or service can serve them. So what you do is you just bring it back around and just bring reality in. Because I'll be honest with you, with me personally, in order to supplement my income, I was going to have to get a second job and spend way too much time away from my family. That was just the way it was. That was reality about 4 or 5 years ago. So I looked at this industry. If they don't have enough time to spend with their family, you say, man, you know, I totally hear what you're saying. So just curious, how are you going to be able to spend more time with your family if you weren't able to generate a more of an income on the side to reduce your hours at your current job? I'm, you know, just curious. I mean, I'm just kind of curious to see what your thoughts are on that. See, all you're doing is just bringing up what they could use your product or service for. You know, some people need money, some people need vacation, some people need to get in better shape, some people need more time. The only way you can find that out is to set the presentation up correctly. So that's my best closing tip. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got value out of this, feel free to like it, share it, and definitely leave me a comment on how you can produce value for yourself and make yourself more valuable in the market area is to put out value in content. Simple way to do that is with video. It only takes a few minutes a day. I've got a cool little YouTube course up here. You can pick that up for absolutely free. Top right hand corner at stevekripta.com, and you can have that for hanging out with me. So like, share, comment, and see you later. Bye-bye.